good morning and Jai Hind students. I am Kanchan here, and this time I have taken your RFP novel. Means the name of the novel is The Story of My Life. This is a novel, and this novel was written by Helen Keller, and this novel has 22 chapters, and you will have to read 15 chapters. And first I would like to tell you about Helen Keller. Helen Keller was a deaf, blind, and you can say she was not able to speak. So she was a dumb girl, but not dumb as she had voice, but she could not move her lips. So she was unable to speak also. So with these disabilities, she was, but she had struggled a lot, and she became one of those who were blind and deaf, and she was the first uh, disabled girl who became a graduate. So this is story of her hard life and struggle. And in her family she had her father, mother, sister, and she had friends also. So her father was Mr. Arthur H. Keller, who was captain in a Confederate army, and her mother was Kate Adams. She was also very, very caring and loving and caring mother. And sister name was Mildred Keller, and her cook's daughter was Martha Washington, and her dog's name was Bailey. So who the people who supported a lot, Miss Sullivan was there. Miss Sullivan supported a lot, as she was with her whole life. And Alexander Graham Bell, who also supported a lot, who was inventor of telephone. And Mr. Keith, who was maths teacher, also he had supported a lot. And Mr. Enognus was director of Perkins Institute. So this is all about Helen Keller. And she was born on 27th June 1880, and she died on 1st June 1968. So you can see here the title of the novel, The Story of My Life, and she is here Helen Keller with her teacher, means with her religious teacher. And here again Helen Keller is with her dog, means Bailey was its name was Bailey. And here again Helen Adams Keller was an American author, political activist, and lecturer. She was the first deaf blind person to earn a Bachelor of Arts degree. So she was deaf and blind, although she was not able to speak due to inability of the action, that she could not move her lips. And she is here with her teacher, Miss Sullivan. So let's start this story. Yes, here chapter 1. Helen Keller was born on 27 June 1818 Tuscumbia, Alabama, USA, as the eldest child of her family. Arthur H. Keller, and who was captain in the Confederate Army, and Catherine Adams was her mother, Cat Adams, an educated lady from an intellectual family. She was deprived of her sight and hearing due to illness that struck her when she was 19 months old. So I would like to tell you she was a normal girl when she was born, but when she was about 19 months old, she was caught in a severe fever, and due to that fever, she nobody had just hoped. Nobody had hoped that she will be recovered, but she will be she had recovered from that illness, but she after recovery she had lost her eyesight, her speaking ability, and also she was not able to speak. So Ivy Green she is pointing out to her house that was full of greenery. And means Ivy Green is a type of green plant in USA, and where Helen spent her childhood after her illness, because she was a nature lover, so always she would go in the garden and she would smell rose fragrance, and she would touch plants, and she would play there for a long time, and was a paradise. Yes, she had said, she had written that her garden was, her house was just like paradise for her. So, a profusion of greenery and flowers, she spent most of her time in the garden, guided by her extra perceptions of smell, touch, and hearing. Means, whenever she would go there in her garden, she would touch, she would smell, and she would try to hear also. So here means she would try to feel, because she could not hear also. So because she was a deaf girl, the wonderful scenes of in her memory, she had in her memory, she recounts, means she recalls her confusion at being isolated from a world she had known, and her frustration at not being able to renew contact with it. She could not help being bad tempered. Means when she was means 3 years old, 4 years old, she wanted to speak like others, she wanted to express what was inside her, but she was not able to express because she could not speak at that time. She could only cry, but she could not able to make words. And now she knew that she was in the wrong with the then she was much frustrated, and also it was like she was out of control, and she had temper at that time, but with the love and care showered by the members of her family and her teacher, she gradually accepted her fate. Fate means fortune, luck. Now, chapter 1 was that, and chapter 2, Helen's hands compensated for the loss of her sense of hearing and sight. She developed a language of signs of her own with the help of her mother. Means her mother had made signs so that she could just make her to understand, and her constant companions were Martha and Bailey. Bailey was her old dog, and though Helen tried to boss her, Martha and had the final say in their friendship. She goes on to recount some of the childish Helen's hair. Helen was saved from burning. Once there was reference that she was near fire, and a fire was about to be there to be caught in her frock. It was already there, and then her nurse came and she just saved Helen. When she learned to use the key, when she learned to use how to use key and lock, then she locked her mother in the pantry for 3 hours, and later she locked her teacher also, and then Miss Sullivan in her room, hiding the key under the wardrobe. Means she would play with them, she used to do that, and thus the time to channelize Helen's energy and enthusiasm had come. The family moved to a large house, and then Helen felt jealous of the attention given by her mother to her sister. And after 2 years, her 2 and 3 years, her sister was there and in her family, so she had jealousy because her mother was paying much attention to her sister. So once she had overturned her sister from the cradle, and then suddenly her mother was there, and her mother had just saved that little baby. So as she grew older, in chapter 3, she wanted to speak herself, she wanted to express. The language of science was not much helpful. It was decided to take Helen to Dr. Chisham. So it was there that they had to move to Baltimore to meet with Dr. Chisham. On her way to the oculist, that she managed to communicate to her aunt to sew 2 beads. When she was going to meet to Dr. Chisham, on the way she had doll, and the doll had two eyes. But the eyes were not put there on the right place, and the doll was without eyes. Then Helen Keller just understood the inability of that doll, so she just plugged two beads and she just stitched it on the place of the eyes of the doll. In this way, she understood the problem of a blind person. Now, Dr. Chisholm could do nothing, and then he suggested to Graham Bell's name and to meet Graham Bell, and on his advice consulting were made with Mr. Anagnos, who was the director of Perkins Institute, and he assured that very soon he will manage a teacher for teaching Helen Keller, and she was Miss Sullivan. And Miss Sullivan, it is chapter 4. Miss Sullivan arrived on March 3, 1887, when Helen was 6 years old and 9 months old, and Sullivan gave Helen a doll and sent by the blind children, and she had given a doll, and then hardly she would spelt. First she had thrown it, then she spelled hardly doll like this, doll, because she could not move her lips. So Helen was quick to imitate, but extremely felt happy. She felt extremely happy when she tried to speak, and anyhow she just spoke about that. And then she just came to know the difference between mug and water. So different words she learned, and she also came to know what is water, what is mug, by touching them, by feeling them. And this made her realize that each word gave birth to a new thought. She felt repentant of what she had done, because always she would get much angry and frustrated, so she was also sorry for that. Now coming to chapter 5, as Helen continued with the exploration of the new world, and with her hands, means she would touch and then she would find out the name, and Miss Sullivan would spell it in her hand. Now she was becoming much confident, and Miss Sullivan was always with her, and she helped her to discover the beauty of every object, benevolence, but also the ferocity of nature. Once Miss Sullivan and Helen Keller, they had gone in a garden, and there was a tree, and they were sitting on a branch, and then Miss Sullivan just left Helen Keller there on the branch of the tree, and she just gone to take lunch. When she came, then Helen Keller was terrified badly, because there was huge storm there, and Helen Keller was there on the branch of the tree. So she terrified badly, and then she came to know that nature is also very kind, but it can be violent also. So it is about chapter 5 that she also come to know another aspect of nature. Now here chapter 6, Helen's store of vocabulary increased, because every day she would learn and she would repeat. She yearned to have more information of the same subject. Her teacher tried to make her understand with love, because Miss Sullivan was very excellent teacher. She was excellent teacher. She was very kind-hearted also. The first conscious perception of an abstract idea was triggered with her teacher asked her to think in order. Means she didn't know what is thinking, what is love. Then her teacher pointed out her forehead, and then she just pointed out, and she just did to make her to understand what is thinking and what is meaning of love. Then she just explained by spelling in her hand that love is just like it is love that clouds they become rain drops, and they come on the earth in the shape of raindrops. So in this way she just tried to what is the meaning of love and what is the meaning of thinking. Chapter 7. Miss Sullivan gave Helen cardboard slips on which words were printed in raised letters. means it is braille script, you can say, where raised dotted words are there, letters are there, and these had to touch, and with these letters she would touch and then find out what had been written there. She taught her history, geography, about the prehistoric era, the sea and its creatures, because Miss Sullivan would take her to seashore also to just make her familiar with sea creatures by just making the lines on the sand, and the growth process of plants and tadpoles. Many things Miss Sullivan had explained in her palm, in her hand, and by spelling it. And also she had read mathematics, she had practiced mathematics also, but her love to biology equaled that of geography. She turned to nature and its process to understand lessons and apply to human life as well. The order and beauty of a plant growing from an insignificant bud. Miss Sullivan's genius, quick sympathy, and loving acts made Helen's education very beautiful, interesting, and thrilling. For Helen, her teacher was everything. So, students, this is about 1 to 7 chapters, and in my next video, I will just continue from chapter 8 and just try to read it. Okay, thank you and Jai Hind.